The frames that stayed the guard arrived at 1:24 a.m. The courtyard of the museum held its usual stillness. Enclosed, quiet, the sound of the city kept at a distance by stone and glass. Inside, the galleries rested in darkness. Paintings hung where they had been placed decades earlier, their positions fixed not just by nails and wire, but by intention. Nothing in the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum moved without meaning. The doorbell rang. Two figures stood outside, dressed in uniforms that did not belong to the building but were recognized by it. Police. The kind of presence that bypasses questions because it carries authority into the space before anyone can challenge it. The guard looked through the glass. He opened the door. The museum had never been designed as a fortress. Its security existed, but it lived alongside something else. Trust. Routine. The expectation that the objects inside, though valuable, were protected as much by the building's identity as by its systems. Guards made rounds. Cameras recorded. Doors were locked. But the system depended on one assumption: that the people entering belonged there. The first problem had been access. The museum was closed, doors secured, guards inside, following a schedule that had not changed in ways that would disrupt its predictability. Entry without force required a reason strong enough to override that predictability. The solution was authority. Police uniforms, a story that fit the hour, a disturbance reported nearby, the kind of explanation that would not invite resistance, only compliance. What was said between the men outside and the guard has never been fully confirmed in exact detail. But the outcome is clear. The door opened. The threshold was crossed without resistance. The flaw in this solution was proximity. Once inside, the uniforms would no longer protect them. The guards would be close enough to see, to question, to recognize what did not align. The commitment came when the uniforms were put on and the approach to the door was made. The second problem was control inside the museum. Two guards, a building with multiple rooms, time that would begin to compress the moment the deception was revealed. The solution was immediate domination. Once inside, the men moved quickly. The guards were separated from their roles, removed from the system they maintained, bound, taken to a basement area where their presence could no longer interfere with what followed. The flaw remained. Control achieved quickly can still be undone if something is missed. A call, a movement, a moment of resistance that extends beyond what the plan allows. The commitment was sealed when the guards were restrained and the building was no longer under its own control. And then it happened. The museum became something else. Beat one. Entry into the gallery spaces. The men moved through rooms designed for quiet observation. Frames on walls, sculptures placed with intention. The sound of their footsteps changed the space. No longer visitors, not observers. The action was direct. They approached specific works, not random, not exploratory. The selection suggested prior knowledge, targets identified before the night began. The complication was time. Every minute inside increased the risk of discovery. The building was not meant to be occupied at this hour by anyone other than its guards. Any delay extended exposure. The decision under pressure was to move quickly between pieces, to take what had been planned and nothing more. Status check. The first works were removed. Beat 2. The removal. Paintings are not designed to be taken quickly. They are mounted, secured, integrated into the wall in ways that assume permanence. The men cut them free. Canvas separated from frame. Edges damaged in the process. The priority was not preservation. It was speed. The sound was different now. Fabric tearing, tools against wood, a shift from quiet presence to active disruption. The complication was fragility. Some works resisted removal without damage. The process itself threatened the value of what was being taken. The decision was to continue regardless. The plan did not include careful extraction. It included removal. Status check. The canvases were free. The frames remained. Beat 3. Movement through additional rooms. The path through the museum was not random. The men returned to spaces where additional works had been identified, a pattern of selection that followed knowledge rather than chance. The action continued, more pieces taken, some left untouched. The choices defined the scope of the theft as much as the number of items removed. The complication was uncertainty. Not every target was taken. Some works were left behind despite their value. The reasons remain unclear. Time, preference, limitation. The decision was to adhere to the plan as it existed in that moment, rather than expand beyond it. Status check. The number of stolen works increased. The time inside narrowed. Beat 4. Exit. The men moved back through the museum, carrying the canvases. The guards remained restrained. The building, though altered, had not yet signaled its state to the outside. The action shifted from acquisition to departure. The complication was invisibility. Leaving required the same control as entry. No alarm had sounded. That condition had to be maintained. The decision was to exit as they had entered. Calm, direct, without drawing attention. Status check. The museum was left behind. It was done. But the plan could not hold. The flaw was in the nature of what had been taken. The paintings, unlike cash, unlike gold, they could not be easily sold. Their identity was fixed, known, cataloged, recognized by anyone who understood their value. The realization came as the theft moved beyond the museum. The works could not simply disappear into circulation. They required a different path, one that did not rely on open exchange. The response to this limitation remains unclear. What happened to the paintings after they left the museum has never been fully established. The irreversible point had been the removal from the walls. When the investigators arrived, they encountered absence. The first evidence reveal came from the frames. They remained cut, empty, still hanging where the paintings had been. The implication was immediate. The removal had been deliberate, focused, not an act of random theft. The investigative response focused on method, entry without force, control of guards, selection of specific works. The second evidence reveal came from the timeline, the duration inside the museum, the sequence of movement through rooms, the lack of alarm. The implication was knowledge, familiarity with the building's operations. The response expanded outward, interviews, connections, attempts to trace where the paintings could have gone. The paintings were never recovered. No one has been convicted for the theft, and the case remains open decades after the night the museum was entered. The stolen works continue to exist as known objects without known location, their absence as significant as their presence once was. The theft altered museum security practices, particularly in how access and internal response are managed. The final image is of the empty frames still hanging on the walls, marking the exact spaces where the paintings had once been. End.